Hey guys, Kaylee Jane here with Cedar Winds Farm, and I am just doing a bit of a woods walk with my goats through the winter pasture, sort of just to look at what all's growing down here and what they've been eating, what they've been working on. This is honestly the place where I learned the most about my goats, is just walking through the pastures where I've had them and observing their behavior. I'm entangled in a rose thicket at the moment. Ouch, 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 ouch. I need to go a different way. Anyway, this is really where I learned the most about them. Just out here in the woods observing what they do and what they're eating, and it's an excuse for a walk as well, so that's always nice. Today's eclectic hairstyle is brought to you by the fact that I'm deep conditioning my hair and I have oil in my hair, which I will wash out here shortly. About a year ago, I watched a series of YouTube videos by a guy named Langeslag, I'm not sure. I think he's from Minnesota. Anyways, he was talking about different goat grazing projects that he was doing, and he was talking about the importance of winter grazing goats in areas that you wanted to use them for control of invasives. Hi, I don't need your horns in my face. Oh my gosh. Linus, you're just a little too friendly here, bro. Of invasives, and he was using them to control a tree called, or I guess a large shrub maybe, I don't know, called buckthorn, which we do not really have here. But anyways, he was saying that in the winter the goats would strip the bark from the trees and really do a lot of damage and actually kill mature trees that they wouldn't necessarily go after in the summer, because obviously in the summer you've got lots of green forage and lots of, other food sources for them, and so they're less motivated to really get after the bark. But so after watching that got me really inspired to try winter grazing with my goats, because I would like to see them kill some of these autumn olive trees. And I'm going to take a little walk over along the pond bank and see if there's any fresh damage that wasn't there the other day when I was trying to motivate them to eat the trees. And I videoed that, so I'll share that too. So I'll be interested to see if they actually worked on it on their own, or if they're only working on the spots that I got Josie started on a few days ago. Hi, bud. Well, what I'm doing is I'm just creating these little bark curls here and feeding them. Sunday's usually down to try new stuff. Look, Sunday. Look, Sunday. It's good. It's good. Good girl. Good girl. Look, Joes. Hi, love. Look, there's more here. Good girl. You wanna eat that? Good girl. It's good. You can strip all of these trees and I will be one happy gal. Good girl. Everybody else is coming over to check it out. See, this is how they learn from each other. Good girl, Butte. See, your mama knows. She's a clever one. So this is one of the trees where I got the goats started stripping the bark. And as you can see, they've done quite a bit here. And it's pretty easy to tell that this is older damage because the wood has faded and weathered a little bit. It only takes it about a day or so to start to fade. And it's dry as well. The fresh damage is going to be wet from the sap coming out. of the wood. If I can show that to you here in a little bit, if I find some fresh spots, you'll be able to see the difference in telling what's old damage and what's new damage. But it's just really cool. I mean, you can just really see the tooth marks on here. And here are the autumn olive sprouts, and I'm not seeing a whole lot of fresh damage here, so I think they've probably done about all that they're gonna do here. But you can see they've kind of really trimmed them back into a little compact shrub. And here's some more here. These guys, it seems like in areas where we've had sprouts that have regrown, that they usually don't seem to flower and set fruit the first year. So if we can keep these sprouts beaten back and just kind of trim down into these little compact bushes, I think we can probably really reduce the spread of the autumn olive. So that would be really, I think, beneficial. And when they're small like this, the goats eat way more of it than they do when it's a mature plant. So it's really better forage for them. And it also just creates a much more open environment. So I mean, we could come in here, we probably will come in here and plant something along this pond bank here, and it will actually get some light because it won't be shaded out by these sprouts. It's interesting, look, this one's already leafing out. Autumn olive is one of the first things to leaf out in early spring, and we've had a lot of unseasonably warm weather lately. Looking to see if I find any more little, these are little bitty leaf buds here. And I think that may have pushed the leafing out window forward a little bit. I usually don't see much leafing out until late January, early February, but it's been 50 degrees a lot of days. So I think probably the plants are anticipating that it's spring a little bit sooner than it really is. Here's some fresh damage on this tree. But I think this is more of a rub, where they take their horns and rub, because I'm not seeing any tooth marks here. So this is just a rub spot that one of them created. Sunday's over here stripping pine bark. I've never had them strip enough to actually girdle a tree, but that is something I kind of watch for, because I don't want these nice big pine trees to die. Pine bark is really good for them. Pine in general is just really high in vitamin C, so I figure, you know, winter, not a lot of fresh foods. They probably really love that vitamin C. Probably something they really need. They like pine needles too. These trees are too tall. I mean, there's no way we can access those needles, but we had a wind the other day, and when I was walking them this morning, there was pine along the road, so they were stopping and picking that up. Weren't you, Sunday? Yeah, you were. This is multiflora rose, and it's leafing out too. I mean, these are invasives and not really very desirable plants in a lot of ways, but these are the first signs of spring, and that always makes me kind of happy to see. Yeah, you guys thought we were going home. We will go home, but I'm gonna take a little stroll first and see what you guys have been eating down here. What have you guys been eating today, huh? I think one of the things they've been eating is these multiflora rose, which makes sense because they're starting to leaf out. This looks like some fresh damage here. Cleo's going after it. Yeah, good girl. Is that good? Is it good, Cleo? Good girl. It always amazes me that they can eat these really spiny things. That's probably where the damage on Josie's ear came from too. They get it in the back of their mouths. They have very sharp teeth, and they just like scissor it off and then chew it up and swallow it. See, he's doing it right now. It's a demonstration. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Very neat little cuts that they make with their back teeth. Look what I spotted. Look what I spotted. Look, they've been working on this tree right here. Yeah. some trees taste better than others. Good boy, Liney. Good boy, Alfred. Yes, you guys are so smart. Look at you. It's just interesting. I mean, I walked that whole other bank way over there, and you can't really see through the trees, but I mean, there's a lot of trees, and I didn't see them stripping any of them. And then all the way over here, here's a tree they're stripping. Just makes me wonder which ones, why they select certain ones. It's interesting. And basically, so goats don't have any teeth on their upper part of their, at the front of their mouth. It's just like a, basically just gums. And they have bottom teeth. So you can kind of see Linus is basically scraping off peels of bark with his bottom teeth, and then he swallows them. I knew they had found some good stuff down here today because they were not up by the gate waiting for me. It's about 4 o'clock, actually 4:30. Days are getting longer, yay. And normally they would be up by the gate waiting for me to let them in and bring them home, and they weren't. So I was like, huh, they found some good stuff down there today. She's looking for those good multiflora rose bits. That's what she's after. And autumn olive sprouts, that's what she's eating right now. Little bitty ones. They're probably really nutritious right now because I imagine the sap is running since they're starting to leaf out. So probably lots of good nutrients coming up into the tips now. Look, she's stripping up that one. Good girl. Oh, this is so exciting. I am thrilled. This is the whole reason I wanted them down in this pasture. So happy. Well, my phone died on me, so I didn't get to finish filming out in the woods. When the weather's colder, my battery does not last very well on my phone. And I just love these goats. They're just so cool. This morning I was taking them all down the road, and I was just letting them kind of wander and browse in the woods along the side of the road as we were going, and sat down. I was actually answering somebody's questions about a goat kid that was struggling, and so I was sitting down on my phone, like typing up a response, and you know, my goats were just walking through the woods, and then they all were just like, well, it's time to go to our pen. And so they all just lined out and headed off down the road without me. It's like they know where to go, you know. I'm really just there to open gates at this point, I think. So it's just so cool. I mean, the more you work with them and train them and move them, the easier and easier it gets to just do whatever you need to do with them, honestly. And so, yeah, I have them programmed that we go down the road, and you know, you've got hay down there and that's your breakfast. And so they just like have this little routine now, and it's only taken like maybe 5-6 days to develop that routine. I mean, they learn pretty quick. So yeah, it's just fun. It's just so fun to get to work with them and train them, and watch their behaviors and learn from them. I think I learn from them as much, if not more, than they learn from me. So anyways, enough said. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.